How's it, punters? Welcome back to BSBZA, and today I'm going to be answering your questions. I recently did a community post asking for some questions from my subscribers, and you guys have hit me up with some really interesting ones, and I'm going through those today. A lot of the questions that I've chosen are ones that I see pop up multiple times on various videos, so I hope that this video is going to answer it, so I don't need to keep answering them in upcoming videos. I'm going to have some hot fruit in the background. It's not the main focus today. The main focus is answering your questions. But for those of you who are interested, it is set at $4.50 a spin. I'm on Jackpot City, and I've got it on normal spin because I don't want to go through that 2,000 Rand that I've got there too quickly. Let's get into your questions. I forgot to put autoplay on, so let's do that. There we go. Right, so the first question is from Edwin, and it says, do you believe in double chance to get into a future, as well as do you believe in best times to play? So the first part of the question, double chance for a future, that's available on, at the moment, Habanero have got Super Bet, which is kind of the same thing, but it's a lot more expensive, and Pragmatic Play have it as a double chance, which costs a little bit more than your normal bet. Now, I don't really have an opinion on the double chance yet. I've had luck with it and without it, so it's supposed to, in theory, give you a better chance of spinning to that feature, but me personally, I don't really notice that much difference. So I don't really want to give a straight answer on that one, and I know that's a little bit disappointing. It is very controversial. Lots of people love it. Lots of people say it's a scam. So I think it's up to you to make up your own mind. If you want to find something like that out, you're going to have to sit through like thousands of spins, unfortunately. And I just don't have the patience for that. The second part of the question is there a best time to play slots? Now, I get asked this one a lot. One of the most common questions on the channel. And the answer is mostly like 99% no. So the slots are governed by algorithms, computer algorithms. They don't care what the time of day is. They go through kind of pay cycles. If you should go research that, go look up some videos on the internet about slot pay cycles. The best time to play would be in a pay cycle, but you don't know when that pay cycle is going to be. It's also all randomly generated numbers. There's actually numbers behind these slots, and the spin or the outcome of the spin is decided like the instant you hit that button. There might be graphics showing stuff, but the computer already knows whether you've won or lost. So a lot of people say, no, it's best to play at like 10 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday when the moon is, it was a full moon the night before and it's raining outside. That's all nonsense. The computer doesn't care about it. And this is going to be very controversial because a lot of people ask me this, but no, I do not believe that there is a singular best time to play. If there was, then there would be a lot more richer people playing slots. However, there is a little bit of a caveat to this. Now, I personally believe there are better times to play. And those better times to play is when you're going to be able to get the maximum out of your kind of deposits or your balance. So for example, if you're going to be playing hot fruit, or say a Habanero game, I think the best time to play that is going to be during a jackpot race. Now I say that because you have a chance of obviously picking up a win during the slots, but you have the additional chance of picking up a prize in the jackpot race. So it doesn't cost you anything to enter the jackpot race, for example, but you are getting that small, tiny little percentage chance that you could win something outside of winning a spin in the slots, if that makes sense. It's the same for the Pragmatic Play drop and wins those, but I think it counts more towards the Habanero stuff. I hope that answers your question, Edwin. Let's move on to our next one. Nemesis asked, do I do this full time? No, I do not do this full time. I would love to do this full time. Unfortunately, the reality is I deposit my own money, I bet with my own money, and I'm not able to afford to do it full time. Also, there's things like gambling addiction and things like that come into play. And if I was doing this full time, I'd probably be uploading like 5 videos a week, and it would be a lot of burnout. I'd also probably get addicted to gambling. At the moment, I'm not addicted. I can go for a couple of days. I know that doesn't say a lot, but I can I can happily stop gambling permanently at any point, I feel. So no, I don't do this full time, but I would love to. Next question. Simini, your name's a little bit crazy. I'm gonna pop it up on screen. How do you manage to stay profitable gambling almost all of the time? I'm not profitable gambling. I've explained this in a couple of videos. It's about, I want to say it's about a 50-50 chance of walking away with a profit or not. A lot of the videos that I post are winning videos because they're more entertaining. I'm more entertaining in those videos, but there are lots of videos where I don't lose. And where I don't win rather. And I've been posting a lot of those recently as well, just so you guys can get a better idea of it. However, there are losing videos that I don't post because it's not entertaining. It's not fun to watch someone like play down their balance. I'll post the occasional one if I'm entertaining in it. But most of the time, if I can see that I'm getting chowed, it's not going my way, I lose my 2,000 Rand deposit. Then at the end of the video, I'm like towards the end, I'm just like, you know, I'm not entertaining, like there's nothing going on, and I find it very boring to watch myself. So I don't post too many of them. If there's ones where I'm done dirty and I lose and it's entertaining, I will post that. So no, I'm not profitable all the time. I don't think there's any slots player in the world that is going to be profitable all the time. Maybe that one person who goes into the slot machine, puts in 100 Rand, spins once, wins once, runs away. That's the only kind of people that are going to be profitable in this. I don't think there's any long-term profitable slots players, unless someone found a bug or a machine that wasn't working properly or something like that. Next question. Cleopatra, which biggest win are you gunning for? And if you get it, will you quit gambling? Now, that's a good question. And I did cover this a bit on a live stream. And there were a couple of questions about this. And there's a feature that we've triggered there. Oof, a lot of sevens, just not in the pay line. I don't know if I were to pick up a few million Rand in a win. I think I would probably stop gambling. And we guys saw that big win from Marius, that 2.4 million that he walked away with on Sugar Rush. It would need to be something like that. However, I don't think I will ever be in the position to take bets that large. So I don't think I'll ever really be able to win like over $1 million Rand. I need to be incredibly lucky. I haven't won more than 30,000 Rand. So I haven't even come like close to getting an amount that would make me want to stop gambling. However, if I do lose too much money, or I've had a terrible streak, things haven't gone my way, then I might consider stopping. But I don't think there's a win that's going to be big enough. It's going to need to be really, really big, and with the stake sizes I play, it's probably not going to happen. Next question. This one is, it's a long one. This is from Quai Waits. Rob, I've got a big question to ask. I think no one asked you so far. Tell me, you win the lotto, do you get tax on it? This guy won 35,000 Rand, went into his bank accounts. So yes, I did answer this question in the comments. So you don't pay tax on gambling or lotto winnings in South Africa. You do, however, need to declare it to SARS. So if I've won 5 million Rand on the lotto, I'm not going to pay tax on that, but I'll pay tax on the interest that's sitting in my bank account. That I'll pay tax on, and I'll have to declare it to SARS. I think there's a special provision in your tax return or your declaration that you can do this. The only way that you will pay tax on gambling in South Africa is if you are a professional gambler. There was a bad omen there. A professional gambler is someone that does it for a living. They're at the casino every day. It's their main source of income. And I don't think there's very many of those people in South Africa. There's maybe like a tiny handful, and then they can probably get away with not paying tax on it as well. So no, you don't pay tax on your gambling winnings. And you guys can go fact check me on that. I'm very sure about that one. Next question. Tabiso asks, please tell me, do you get money from slots companies or use your own cash? Because most of the time I see you top up big money, e.g. 5,000 Rand. No, so I'm at the moment in September of 2024, I am not sponsored. I have only, I think for like 99.9% of my videos, I have used my own cash. I think I've done 2 videos. The one which was on Soccer Shop, where I gave away the winnings to the subscribers. That was money sponsored by them, and you'd see that little, you know, this is a sponsored video pop up when the video starts. But outside of that, all the deposits are myself. I have about a budget of around 20,000 Rand a month for my YouTube channel and for my gambling. It's kind of one now. And I usually do a 2,000 Rand deposits. You know, sometimes I go up to 5,000. It depends what I'm playing. Live streams are different though. Live streams I'll probably put in about 10,000 Rand because you need that money to last, because you're going to be gambling for 2 to 3 hours. So I always go into the session with the expectation, and I know it sounds kind of negative, but I go into it being okay to lose that amount of money. And 2,000 Rand I'm okay with losing, so that's why generally my videos at the moment are 2,000 Rand. Live streams, because I'm playing such a long session, I have to be okay with losing 10,000 Rand. That's why I don't do as many live streams, because it does cost me a lot of money, because I have to be okay with losing 10,000 Rand thereabouts, and that's a lot of money for me. When it comes to sponsorships, I've had offers from companies and I would take a sponsorship on. I'm not going to say that I'm above that. I'm not. It would help immensely because I am spending my own money. I've had a few offers from overseas sites, but overseas sites I will not promote, I will not gamble on, firstly because they are not licensed, which makes them illegal. Look, you're not going to go to jail for playing on them, but they're not licensed. So if I have any issue with deposits, withdrawals, any of that stuff, I've got no recourse. You can't go to the gambling board. Plus the money goes out of the country. It goes to some other brass sitting, I don't know where, in Caracau or wherever it is. And, you know, like, we've got enough gambling companies in South Africa to choose from. Yes, we might not have all the best games out there, but we've got a very good selection these days compared to what we had even just 2 years ago. I am in some like very early talks with some betting companies about potential sponsorships, but a lot of the time the offers are really bad. They'll be like, hey, we'll give you 1,000 Rand to play the games on, to do a video. And I'm like, I deposit 2,000 Rand of my own money. So what is your 1,000 Rand that you're offering me to promote your site? I don't think that's a very good deal, especially for me who's worked hard on the channel. It's a lot of work. So I'd pretty much turn all of those down. What I do accept is the offers where betting sites are going to give away money. And I'll be like, cool, you don't pay me, but give me 10,000 Rand to give away to my subscribers, or betting credit for the subscribers. That I will take. But I haven't done too many of them, unfortunately, because I find the betting sites in South Africa are very cheap and backwards when it comes to it. And I also talk a lot of smack about a lot of betting sites. Lotto Star approached me a while back about doing videos, but I'm like, I bash you guys. Luto Star, you know I don't like you. I had the National Lottery coming to me and they wanted me to do some sponsored videos for them. I'm like, no, I don't like the products. Like, sports stake is bad, and I've said that before in my videos, and I'm going to stand by that. I won't promote anything that is dodgy, that is not safe to play on, that is illegal, that kind of thing. So I would take a sponsorship if it came around, and hopefully it does one day. But unfortunately, South African companies either just want to give you 1,000 Rand, which unfortunately you cannot withdraw. They're like, it's betting credit. So I'm like, great. So you're not paying me anything, actually. You're just getting free promotion, and that's nonsense at this point. But yeah, anyway, on to the next question. What's going on in the fruits? Not really much cooking on those fruits at the moment. This one is from, sorry, I've got really small on my phone. This one is from Tashi Piramal. How's it, Rob? Please show me in a video how to bet according to the bet levels of the amount I choose. I often choose 220 for bet levels. I wish to know a better strategy. How to treat triggers. So bet levels don't really mean anything. I like to change the bet levels when I've picked up a win. Just to, it kind of, I feel like it resets the algorithm, and I don't know how much truth there is to that. So it's not a recommended strategy. It's something that I find works for me. But I only play around with bet levels because I'm playing on PC or I'm playing on a computer, and you can't adjust the stakes. So this bet size is 450. I can't, you can see there's no plus or minus. I have to use these bet levels or coin sizes to adjust it to a stake size that I want, that I want to play. So like 10 Rand could be bet level 4, coin size 2, whatever. So I don't really have any specific bet levels. I don't believe there's a specific bet level that you should be playing on. Another controversial thing, because I know a lot of people do believe that, but personally I don't believe in that at all. I hope that answers your question. Let's move on to the next one. This one is from Samira. Hi, I would like to know how you started gambling and what was your first bet level and what was your first big win. as it took you into a new journey, right? So how did I start gambling? I was working at, I think I mentioned this on live stream, I was working at Checkers. Yeah, I was working at Checkers and they had sports deck. And I would go every, was it Friday, or I'd only play the weekend games. I'd do it on the Friday. I would go and get a £2.50, I think it was, a £2 at the time. And I'd go and spend £10 on sports stake. That's how I started gambling. And I won a couple of times. I think I got a couple of 11s and 12, but I never got a 13. That's how I started gambling. My biggest win would be sports betting, and that's probably about 100,000, probably a little bit over 100,000, but I don't really do sports betting anymore. And my biggest win on slots, I think it's around 20,000 Rand. My biggest win on casino games, I think it was about 30,000 Rand. And that's all up on the channel. So all of my big wins are up on the channel. I haven't won anything bigger outside of that. My biggest, I think it was on Mega Ball. And I think I won about 28,000. It was actually like in the same day I won like, I think it was 23,000 and like 20 something thousand. So I won about 50,000 Rand in Mega Ball. And that was like 2 years ago. My biggest slots win was a privet, but I don't really count that because it was privet, but it was on super bets. It was hot fruits. It was an 11 Rand 25 spin and it paid 19,200 Rand, and I'll never forget that. And that video is up on the channel as well. So those are my biggest wins. What did I start playing with? I think I started playing with like 1 Rand or something. You guys can go check on the channel. I've only increased my bet levels higher because I've started making money from YouTube, so I can afford to bet higher, and that's why it's kind of like stuck at about 10 Rand generally a bet, because that's kind of like a comfortable level where I can, I can afford to take the losses at that amount. Is there a feature here? Yo, we're getting teased for days on these. Next question. Itumilang asks, do I gamble full time? Is there a happy hour to play slots games? I've covered that. I have a problem of making profit and giving it back. So how do I do it? I think there's a chance of making profit when gambling with big money compared to gambling with small money. So a couple of questions in there. I don't gamble full time. I covered that a little bit earlier. I have a full-time job. I work a lot. I do my full-time job is to do with gambling, but it's like writing and website design and that kind of thing. So it's not to do with actual playing. What is the happy hour to play slots games? As I mentioned, I don't believe there's a best time for slots games. I have a problem of making a profit and giving back. So how do you do it? I like to take the money and run. So if I've got 2,000 Rand and I've won like 3,500, okay, no, I've got that balance up to like 3,500 Rand. That's a good time to run. That's 1,500 Rand profit. That's a lot. Sometimes what I will do instead is I'll take that 2,000 Rand out that I deposited and then play with the 1,500, trying to chase a big win. But I think it's very important to know when to take the money and run. So if you're sitting in profits, you're not going to regret withdrawing your deposit, leaving your profit in there, and then deciding then, I've got 500 Rand left. Do I play on or do I want to withdraw that? So it's up to you. But if you really want to chase those big ones, you probably want to play it. But me personally, I'm much more conservative. I will often take that money and run when it's about double. If I'm feeling like it's really, really hot, and the game's going to pay, and that's just the feeling that you get, like a gut instinct, then I will probably push on, and that often leads to losses as well. So just keep that in mind. Let's go to the next one. This one's from Wendell, and it says, hey man, thanks for the cool content. Not sure if this is asked. Have you ever thought of creating your own online gaming game yet? That is a very cool question, and I think it would be amazing to create my own slot game. I think I'd do something like a combination of like hot fruits and like Gates of Olympus, where there's heat and lightning. I like those two aspects of it. So you get some action in the normal spins. In the future, I want to be like a building multiplier, like on hot fruit. Have more kind of free spins in the hot fruit feature. So yeah, I would definitely like to create my own slot game. I think that would be very, very cool. I did many years look into opening a betting site and online casino. Before I was doing like YouTube stuff, and the problem was you needed so much money and financial backing, and I don't like the kind of like the operational aspect, because you need to have a whole lot of staff, and I don't want to deal with people problems, and that's going to have a lot of people problems. You know, you're going to have a whole lot of employees, so that put me off that. Also, right now, it's the worst time to open up because there's just so many betting sites in South Africa. Next question. I'm serious though. Hello, I have a question. Do you have any small tips? Do you have any tips for small gambling YouTube channels? Another question. Do I gamble on sports? Well, this is going to be the last one. And tips for a small YouTube channel. So I do get this one often enough. I wanted to do a video, but I don't think it's been asked enough to justify like a standalone video, so I'm happy to answer it here. How to start your own channel? Firstly, you're going to need to get a computer or a laptop or something. Then you get free software called OBS, Open Broadcast Software. It's completely free to download, a couple of sevens there. And that allows you to record the screen like I'm doing now. I've got a microphone here, I've got a webcam, I've got a ring light, and that's what you need to get started. Obviously, you need money. That is the biggest, I think, hurdle to people getting started. However, you don't need to be a big baller. Like, you've got so many different channels doing so many different things. You can play with 20 cents. There's definitely room for a 20-cent punter, with it a minimum bet punter on YouTube, or South African gambling YouTube, let's call it that. So I believe you can get started there. Just realize that you are going to have to spend your own money. You're not going to get sponsorships. You're not going to get deals. You're not going to get this. That is the biggest issue, I think, facing a lot of channels, is that you have to spend your own money. And as I said earlier, the finances are a massive thing. You need to be prepared to take losses. It's going to take you a long time to build up. I started my channel at like a really good time, I feel, when casino games just came out. There's got to be a 12 free game feature, baby. Hey, let's go. I started my channel when there weren't many other channels, when online slots had just started. There were like, I think 2 or 3 people doing them. One of them was Naledi Dudu. I don't know if any of the OGs remember her. Don't know what happened to her. I think she disappeared off the face of the earth. There was another one doing it. I can't remember their name, but they also gave up after a while. So you're going to need to fund it yourself, but don't feel bad playing the minimum bet. And this is a horrible 12 free game feature, because you just need to be entertaining. You need to bring something else to the party other than just the slots. Anyone can sit there, record their gameplay. Are people going to want to watch that? I don't know. I don't think so. So try and bring something extra to the party. Maybe have a group of friends or something like that. But there's definitely space. And I think this has honestly got to be one of the worst 12 free game features I have ever seen. Wow. 81 Rand at 450. Good Lord, that was terrible. It also took us forever to get the second feature triggered. But yeah, so there's definitely space for more YouTubers. I mean, at the moment, we've got myself, we've got Levitate, there's Gambling Girls, there's Slots and All, Budget Gambling, there's a couple of other smaller channels, and yeah, so there's space for it, but just don't be a scallon, because there are channels out there that are playing with demo money. And that's not cool. There's a dude called Betway Sniper. Go check out his channel. He kind of exposes these people who make these like fraud videos with like demo money and fake live streams and all of that stuff. So yeah, if you want to start the journey, I mean, feel free to hit me up on Instagram, and I'll send you a voice note with some advice. But it is a long grind, and it doesn't pay all that well. The thing is, because you're using your own money, any money you make on YouTube is going to go to making more content, and that's what I find. So I'll make, let's say 1,000 Rand a month, and of that 1,000 Rand a month, I'm going to have spent like 700 Rand depositing, making content, and I have to be prepared to lose that 700 Rand. So if I make 1,000 Rand, I'm not actually making a clean 1,000 Rand on YouTube, if that makes sense, because money has gone into spending to create content, which is why it's so important that the South African companies wake up and we start trying to get some sponsorship somehow, because then it would actually be feasible to do something like this full time. But yeah, that's a lot of talking done, a lot of questions answered. I did ramble on quite a bit. The fruits were incredibly cold, I have to say that. I don't know what's going on with them. I think I actually do want to watch a little bit of fruits for a second. I'm going to put that on 6 Rand. I'm going to put quick spin on and see how the rest of the session goes. I'm going to play this down to about 500 Rand. I just want one more feature because that last one was down. But I hope I answered a lot of the main questions. I mean, the main ones are the best time to play fruits. Do I use my own money? Do I do this full time? Do I have another job? That kind of thing. I would like to, yeah. I mean, another thing that I think I could mention is I have like recording days where I'll sit down on one day and record like 5 or 6 videos. That's why I'm wearing the same outfit, for example, in a lot of my videos, because a lot of them were recorded on the same day. Because I don't have time to sit every single day and gamble and create content and all of that stuff. So that's another interesting tidbit that I feel I could share with you guys. Now, these fruits are ice cold. Yo, Jackpot City, what are you doing? I'm still bummed about that 12 free game feature. Not a lick of heat on those flippin' plums. I'm just gonna have a couple. I want to run away at 500 Rand here, so I'm just gonna play that down there. Unfortunately, a loss. See, for example, making this FAQ video. Ooh, that's gonna make up a little bit. That's gonna make up a little bit, baby. 500. Okay, well, I'm taking that because that means it's only a 900 Rand loss. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this FAQ. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here, and I appreciate all the questions that you guys sent in. If you guys do have any other questions, I'll look at doing another one of these in the future, but I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Cheers.